So when working with our teach pendant, we've got to make sure that we are holding this down. We're going to hold this down. We're going to switch from auto to teach. And now I have control of the robot. One of the first things we're going to do is look at joint movement. And so we press on joints. Okay. It'll say joints there. It'll ask you to select a joint. You could select joint number 1. And you can just press down here on the move, positive and negative, and it will move. Same with joint 2. You can move around. You can go through all the different joints. For this scenario right here, we've got a linear slide base, and that's going to be joint 6. And then joint 7 over here is going to be our conveyor. If I want to change the speed of these movements, I just press speed. Right now it's 50%. I can change it to 40% and press enter. It says done, speed 40%. And now I can go back to those joints, move joint 1, and now I'm moving at 40% instead of 50, which it was earlier. It's great for whenever you want to get precise. You can change the speed, bring it down to around 15 or 10, and get real dialed into those movements. If I want to move in X, Y, Z, I just press that button. Again, you'll see it says X, Y, Z there, X, Y, Z over here, and then I've got my X, Y, and Z in white, so I can move in my X, my Y, and my Z. And I can do all that from here. I can also do pitch and roll. I don't have it marked, but there I do pitch. You can see it does P. And then I've got R, which is my roll. So I can do those all from this teach pendant as well. Now, if I want to go to a specific position, what we want to do is we want to press move. And we want to tell it to go to a certain position. So I'm going to go move 91, and I'm going to hold down enter, and it's going to execute that command. All right, and so I hold it down. It'll say motion completed when you've finished. If you do release too early, it'll say motion aborted. One of the things to remember is when you're doing this, that you've got to hold it down. That's the trickiest part with moving the position. So we're going to go ahead and go to another position. We'll press move. We'll type in 90, and I'll hold down. And it moves itself over to the 90 position. And again, I held down on it. Motion completed. If I let go early, motion aborted. So now that I have something, let's say I want to move and I want to type this in and record this position. I'm going to press record position. Record position. It says Scora. All right, and so I'm going to type in 90. This was already 90, so I'm going to press enter. Make sure I don't overwrite one that I don't know what it is. I know exactly this one was 90, so I'm going to record that as 90. That's how I did it. Record, you type in the numbers. If I wanted to record the linear slide base or one of my peripherals, I just got to make sure that I am on the joints and I've selected that joint. So right now I'm working with the conveyor, and if I want to record that position on the conveyor, I press record, and then I'm going to type in a command, and let's call it 49. I know that one's not being used, and I'll press enter. And it saved it. So if I wanted to go to a position, specifically one on the peripherals, I need to make sure that that joint is selected. So I've selected that joint. Joint 7 is selected, so I can go to move to position 41 and hold down enter. Okay, it seems that they did not assign the point, but it would move to that position, and then let's go ahead and just move the joint so we can see. I've moved it, and now I go move 49, which I did, and I hold down, and it moves back. And this is motion completed. Same thing for our linear slide base. You could do the same thing by pressing joints and selecting axis 6, and then doing the same thing working with the peripherals. And then when you're done using this, you just switch over to auto. One last thing, in the event that you accidentally let go of this and things get kind of worked out, you can see it freaked out. Oh no. I press control, it's control on, I press enter. Now I have control again. And you can see the robot was slowly moving down, and now that I've taken back control, it is safe and it's done. So once I've done all this, I take it, I'm going to make sure I put it in a safe position before I get out of here. To 90 and hold down enter. Oh, it says I can't do it because I am in axis 6. So I'm just going to select one of the other axes, move 90, and there we go. Motion completed. And then when I'm done with it, I press auto. Now that it's in auto mode, I can let go.